Happy Tuesday night, guys. And Jason and the Simpademic feeling better here on a Tuesday night than I did last night, which is why I did not film last night. But tonight, I'm going to be talking, previous episode was about dating apps being like crack dealers. Well, matchmaking services or matchmakers are basically drug kingpins. That's your comparison for the day. They're the drug kingpins. Matchmakers are, and I will attest to my experience on one of those matchmaking services called It's Just Lunch, which, if you ask me, is a complete and total scam. It is something that is. I was paying them a monthly service, and I had financed supposedly an initial payment of about $2,800, and with the monthly fee of $200 per month. And I stopped paying the monthly fees after about 3 months of this, after which I had one date. That's it. And it didn't even feel like it was anybody I had anything remotely in common with. And I feel like they just throw people together at random. They don't have some sort of secret formula, and they don't really consider what you are potentially interested in. So if you are signing up for one of these types of services right now, cut and run as fast as you possibly can. If you haven't already signed any sort of legal contract, don't do it. And that is my spiel for that particular subject. So matchmaking services are just a complete waste of time and complete waste of money. They don't, It's Just Lunch is a national franchise company. So even if you are like me in Minneapolis, your matchmaker, in my case, was in Denver. And they do not know your particular city, your particular market, your particular people. They do not have any special knowledge. They do not have any special magical formula, which is what they want you to believe. But 3 dates in 1 month basically tells me otherwise. And I had two others that they had supposedly set up, but they canceled. But I believe that those were staffers who set up, as fake dates. And so those types of services are completely worthless, a waste of time, your money, and they will grift you for everything that they can. And I will also add by saying that they try to say, "Oh, you didn't look very good, in your, the one date that happened. We're getting feedback that you haven't, you don't look very sharp. So let us sell you on this wardrobe package for $2,800 as an add-on." Again, I completely said no to this one entirely because I don't think they have any sort of special secret thing. And if you combine that with the experience of men on dating apps that I alluded to in the previous episode, there is no magic formula. Dating apps and matchmaking services will just try to randomly throw people together with no particular consideration of the needs or wants of that particular individual. And now, in the particular situation I'm in right now, I am waiting for a very specific type of person. And if it doesn't happen, that's fine, because as a Christian man, it means I'm following in the steps of the Apostle Paul, which is a high honor in the Christian faith. So if that is the case, then that's the case. That's what happens. But if she does show up, and she needs to be in my ballpark as far as life adversity, challenges, overcoming, being a complicated person, being somebody who doesn't see a lot of forgiveness, but we can give each other a lot of forgiveness, that is what I'm looking for. That is what I'm waiting for, and I will wait as long as I need to. But this woman needs to stumble into my life, because I have seen what happens when I approach. As I've mentioned before, I wound up with false harassment charges against me. Left that church entirely. Because, well, that's probably what they wanted, because they didn't want to face a lawsuit from this woman. And I didn't do anything wrong. I did not pull her in a dark corner or anything like that. In fact, I made sure it was out and open in public in front of as many people as possible. So if she felt she needed help, it was right there. I even thought it through. So anyway, Matchmaking services, no bueno. If you are thinking about signing up for one, don't do anything. Don't sign anything. Just don't even bother with it, because it's a waste of money and it's a waste of time. Because they do not hold any sort of magical formula. They really don't. They want you to believe it, but they do not. I've seen it from experience. So do not pay the money. Do not sign up for anything. Do not do anything of the sort, because the results are terrible. And I'm going to leave it at that. It's Jason on the Simpademic. You folks have a good Wednesday night, a good Tuesday night, and we'll see you tomorrow on Wednesday night. Peace out, homies.